guys, it's your girl Sherri, and I want to thank you for another episode of the Say That Sherri podcast. I'm sitting here with the superwoman herself, Miss Gentified.
I'm a superwoman?
All the time.
Yay.
What? I know you wear different capes in real life.
Right, man.
I thank you guys for tuning in with us on today. How has your week been? What's been going on? You good?
I am, actually.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, we talked about the weather. That's a big thing as always. I'm just ready for it to even out.
Yeah. I know. It's playing games with us.
Always.
It is. It's on a very emotional side of things.
Typical Michigan.
But it's all good. It's all good. I wouldn't live anywhere else. It's okay.
Okay, so I have an icebreaker.
Oh, what we talking about?
All right. Who was a better TV mom? Aunt Viv or Claire Huxtable?
Claire Huxtable.
Claire Huxtable?
I gotta roll with Claire Huxtable.
Why Claire?
I loved her reaction to things. Her reaction was real to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was like one of those, when them kids would do something, she'd be like, who are you talking to? Like, she'd be real sweet, like, okay, so tell me what's wrong, what's the matter? You know what I'm saying? As soon as they say something out the way, she'd be like, what?
I know you didn't fix your mom. Yeah.
I know you didn't fix your, what? Who? What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my favorite episode of The Cosby Show is when Vanessa sneaks off to go see The Wretched and have big fun.
Yes.
That is by far my favorite episode of The Cosby Show ever. And and it's weird because it wasn't like, you know, I guess you wouldn't think of it because we grew up with The Cosby Show.
Right.
So you wouldn't think of it from a kid's standpoint that they loved that episode. But that was the realest I had ever seen, like, her, like, you know what I'm saying, Felicia Rashad as a black mom on TV.
Yeah.
I felt like that was so, like, even when Vanessa talked back and, like, Cliff had to hold, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Claire for coming at her. I was like, that's a real reaction. Because, you know, mamas, what you say?
But she still did it so gracefully, though.
She did. Man, that's my favorite. So
she wasn't like, let me take, you know, it was just real, like, okay, let me
She was like, I jumped this child.
Yeah.
Like, I done sat here and thought she was dying on the floor somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And you done left, done went out of town. You done did all these things.
Yep.
Man, she lucky to be alive right now.
Right? So you going with Claire?
I'm going with Claire. Who you go with?
That's a good choice. You know what? As much as I loved like Aunt Viv's role, I would have to go with Claire too.
You have to go with Claire?
I just loved how graceful she was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In that role. Even when she was getting with him, it was still like graceful. It was never like she lost her cool.
Nope. It was.
You could see it bubbling up, like, okay now, but it was never like she lost her cool. It was very like, you know, be like Claire Huxtable.
I feel that.
You know, it don't happen like that for me all the time.
No, it right.
But I would have to pick Claire too.
You have to pick Claire too. Yeah, I think
going
so.
with Claire.
I think Claire Huxtable was like the best TV mom.
Okay.
Ever.
Since we're talking about moms, wives, let's talk about submission.
Oh.
That's a big one, right?
Who we submit to?
You know, I got a lot of questions, okay? So, what does...
you starting stuff.
Okay.
You starting stuff. Why you got
You know, that's a big deal. I've seen... that's my favorite one, too.
What you want to start?
That song right now. You would get me up out this seat.
Got to be started.
Right? Okay.
I'm sorry. Submission. Okay.
It's
Tell
a big
me.
deal.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the understanding of it is on a lot of levels, right? When it relates to relationships, men and women, you know. What does submission mean to you?
Submission to me. If we're taking the biblical sense of submission,
okay,
and we're putting it to a husband and wife, or we're putting it to just say a relationship, period. Okay, and you're talking a couple. It means respect.
Okay.
It means honor.
Okay.
It means humbleness. And it means forgiveness. Submission means all those things to me. people take it and they don't like the word submissive because they feel like they're diminishing themselves or they're disrespecting themselves by honoring somebody else or by letting what that person does or what they say slide. And I find it just the opposite. You're not diminishing yourself at all. You're picking and choosing your battles, which is always important in any marriage and any relationship, because we cannot spend time arguing about everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Who want to do that?
Who wants to do that? Who has time to do that?
Hello?
Who has time for that? No one has time for that. So we spend too much time, to me, focused on the wrong things or the wrong root of that word, instead of looking at it and saying, I submit to my husband because I respect him. Because I don't want to be in a place of disagreement. I don't want to be in a place of discord. I don't want to be in a place of confusion. Okay. Sometimes submitting is just to make sure that we walk in togetherness. We walk on the same page. And husbands are the same. We have the same happy life, happy wife, right? So if that's the same for a man, happy life, happy wife, what are you then asking him to do? To submit to your wife's ideas or wants or needs or however the case may be to make what your relationship work. So it's okay for us to ask a man to do that. But a woman is asked to submit nowadays, and we like, oh no, I am all of woman magic and I do everything, you know what I'm saying, myself and everything. No, we don't. We have partners and we have partners and we have people in life to make things easier on us, hopefully, right? It's great to be single and independent and thriving to a certain extent, but every single person I know want to be in a relationship. Now, they can say that they don't, or they can put on airs and fronts to a lot of people, but every single person that I talk to, counsel with, everything, they want a mate. They just want the right mate. They're just not settling for just any old mate, which is understandable, right? Because I don't believe in settling. I don't believe in we just gonna put up with anything just so we can have somebody in our life. I'm not saying that, right? But we have to want to be submissive to the right person, and that man has to show and prove himself in order for us to want to be submissive to him, right?
Yeah. So you mentioned independence, women being very much so like, I got it. How much do you think, let me try to rephrase that in a different way.
Okay.
Do you think that the 2023 woman who is sharing the financial responsibility of her household and family has a hard time submitting? Is it because of the share of the financial responsibility? Like, does that make women, you think, feel more like empowered to know we not doing, I can do, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes and no. And I'm going to tell you why. So the yes to that is that, yes, I feel the 2023 women have somewhat skewed the whole submission thing. Okay? They feel I got the money. I got just as much power. I got just as much pull. You got these headstrong women. I'm a headstrong woman. My husband and I, we do business together, right? But at the same time, I picked a headstrong man because I want to be led by one. And so if I want to be led by one, it's some things, I'm going to back down off of, and I'm going to let him lead me, and I'm going to let him do that. That's the God in him that I'm trusting, right? So if I'm trusting the God in him, then I got to follow him.
Okay.
Because God has put man at the head of the family.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And it's not to say that our roles are diminished. It's not to say that my voice doesn't matter, my opinion doesn't count, right? It's just to say that, hey, no matter how much money I make and how much money he makes, right? He's still my head. Right. I still respect him and see him and honor him as king. That's just what it is.
Okay.
We get in this independent stance, I make just as much money as you do. Okay, that's fine. But your money isn't everything. Your money can't console you.
Right.
Right? Your money don't sleep with you at night. Okay? Your money's not there for those times when you need something to be intimate with. I ain't never seen people be intimate with their money. I ain't never seen it in my life. Tell me when it happened, because I'm gonna look at you. We might have to get you a doctor. I'm just saying. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Because we need that human interaction.
Yeah.
Right? Your money can't give you no advice.
Right.
Right? It's not a covering. It's not a covenant. There's no protection with the money. The money can go. Right? I need to know at the end of the day, do you have my back? See, that sickness and in health.
Yeah.
People, you want to concentrate on submission.
Yeah.
But that sickness and in health,
yeah.
that's what's breaking up the relationship. Because it's a sickness that you have when you see me as less than. It's a sickness that you have when you diminish me. It's a sickness that you have when you treat me harshly. It's a sickness. So I need you to love me even in the sickness. I need you to get over whatever you sick about and know how to treat me, know how to embrace me, know how to talk to me.
Okay.
So when you say that, and you talking about, people just think of the physical thing of it. Think of the mental part of us. That's what a lot of times what we sick at.
Yeah.
Can he love me on my bad days when Camille show up and Sherri has left the building?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because my money ain't coming to bail me out. Somebody got to go get it to come bail me out. So he got to go grab the money to bail me out.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to look at it from a standpoint of and like I said yes and no, because yes, I think that we idol and we worship our jobs and our careers and stuff more. And we respect those things more than we respect the very man that God has attached us to.
Okay.
So I say no, because some women, they get it, right? They honor their husbands and they understand that no matter how much money I make, right, this is my partner.
Yeah.
And they understand that submission is a level of honor and respect to whom which I give my husband, period, right? And then there's some things that he submits to me on.
Yeah.
Submission goes both ways, believe it or not.
Right.
It does. And when you have a couple and when you have a man that will submit to you as much as you're willing to submit to him, that's a beautiful thing. That's a great partnership.
That's actually one of my next questions. What do you think would make women want to submit more?
You got to trust the man that you picked to lead you. See, I've been married before, and they couldn't lead me nowhere.
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't necessarily say I would have trusted them to lead me anywhere. Okay? Because they had not shown me things as a man that made me secure in them leading me anywhere. Right? But we can't get so big and so boastful with ourselves that we say we want a man to lead us, but then we argue with him on every turn. We challenge him on every decision. We come up against every thought process that he has. Then do you really want to be led or not? Right? Do you want this yes man to just do whatever you say? Or do you really want a man to lead you? Because if you got you a headstrong man, a man with a backbone, he not falling for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My husband's very nice and very sweet to everybody.
Yeah.
Till he don't want to do something for me. He will let me cry.
The answer is no.
The answer is it's a hard no.
Yeah.
It's a very hard no. It's a hard no that I have to get over hard no.
Yeah.
And I be sitting there crying, you not gonna care.
No,
he be like, girl, get them tears out my face.
Okay.
You'll be all right.
Right.
I be like, if only you knew. I'll be fine.
So is having the right person to submit to, so that would make women want to submit more. What else? Like,
it's a trust factor.
Trust, right?
Can I trust you?
Yeah.
Can I trust you enough to submit to you? Are you gonna embarrass me if I submit? Can I trust you with my heart? Can I trust you with my secrets? Can I trust you not to throw things back in my face? Can I trust you?
Yeah.
Right? There's a big thing with us women. We guard our hearts. We guard our hearts, and we guard our hearts with, wired gates and locked tight. And it be having deadbolts on it, and it be people outside with shotguns. It be a whole bunch of stuff going on to try to get to the heart of us, because a lot of us, once we give you our heart, once we pour everything out for you, you feel what I mean? We be trying to kill you if you come in and break the very thing in which we gave you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one of the reasons why is because we can't, the trust factor does not be there.
Yeah.
Right? And you can go off of what you said, but it's what you do matters. And how does that man make you feel?
Right.
Does he make you feel secure? Does he make you feel protected?
Protection is a big thing.
Protection is a humongous thing.
Yeah.
If I don't feel protected by you, if I don't feel like under all costs you gonna shield me, you got me, you're not gonna let nobody hurt me, no matter if I'm right or wrong, you got my back. Now you can cuss me out in the car.
Yeah.
You can tell me in the car, no, why you get over here and act a fool? But you better, if I fight, you better fight. If I clap back, you better clap with me.
And then fuss at you later.
Yeah. But seriously though, in a way though, do you really want him to go 10 with you?
Right.
No. And see, my husband, boy, you don't even understand.
Lord.
I can't call, like if I'm real mad, I really can't call him because he a hype man. Oh, he be like, what we doing? We gonna run? I be like, you supposed to be calming me down. He be like, we going. We get in the car. I be like, we not supposed to run.
You gotta call him. You gotta calm him down.
I be like, wait. Okay. I was just venting.
Okay.
He be like, well, we should say. I be like, no, we should not. That's not what we should. Then I be like, Lord, see, I got to get back on my spiritual side because I'm operating in my flesh, and I be expecting for him to calm me down. And he be like, they said what? What? I be like, you are not supposed to hype me up, bro. You supposed to be like, baby right. Now. Yeah. I need you to get a level head. I need you to be more reasonable. Yeah. Listen, that's why I got to be one with the Father, because he be messing me up.
Well, he gonna protect you. That we know.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And then, sometimes we have to be careful about how our man protects us and not get mad.
What do you mean?
Okay, so sometimes men don't protect us in the way we think they should.
Okay.
And we feel they're not protecting us.
Huh. That's a good point.
And sometimes it's because, one, they don't think like us. Mm-hmm. One, their reactions won't be the same as ours. Mm-hmm. Have you ever got into it with your husband and you say, well, why you ain't say this? And he be like, well, I did say something, but did you say it like this? And he be like, no, I didn't say it like that, but I said something. Yeah. And you be like, well, what did you say? Because I don't think they got the point the way you said it. Why you ain't said I should have texted you the way I needed you to say it.
So then you should have said it.
Right. But you couldn't say it.
Of course.
Right? Because this was something that he needed to say.
Yeah.
This was something that had to come from him to defend you. Mm-hmm. But the way he defended you, you was totally mad about. You were totally off about. Right? So you'll find yourself hard to trust that you can submit to him, or you can trust him with that part of you when you feel like, man, you ain't going to speak up for me the way I want you to speak up for me. Not to say he did not. That's not to say he didn't speak up for you.
Okay.
But men don't word things the way we word things. Their reactions isn't necessarily our reaction.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Sometimes we got to respect that. And we got to understand he takes up for me in his own way. He takes up for me the best way he know how. Right?
Okay.
We got to find a way to have that a common ground.
So in that regard, does the man need to learn? Do we got to teach him how to, pull up, how to roll up? Or do we really just say, okay, well, he said what needed to be said, even though I didn't love it. Do you know what I mean? Because then that'll always be an issue.
Well, for me, in my personal life, it is times where I felt like he didn't take up for me the way I would have liked him to. Right? And that's not to say that he handled it the wrong way. Yeah. He just didn't handle it my way. But then when I sit back and I think about certain things, I go, but maybe my way wasn't the best way. Because I'm liable to pop off sometimes. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, okay. And I'm talking back then. I'm not talking so much now. I'm talking more so in the past. So maybe the way he handled it was the best way at that time.
I see what you're saying.
Because a lot of times we say things and we do things and it's so hard for us to take those things back.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And depending upon who we're talking about, and we're talking about a family member, if we're talking about a close friend, if we're talking something like that, do you really want him to go chitty chitty bang bang?
Yeah.
Or do you want him to handle that in love? Like, you know what I mean? It's one thing for him to take up for you, but like, he should never stand there and cuss his mama out for no reason. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if she did wrong, it's still a level of respect in the way he got to handle her.
That's true.
Right? And it says a lot about him as a man if he'll stand there and cuss his mama out. Because if he's standing there and cuss his mama out, you ain't too far behind.
Listen, he probably already doing it.
He gonna cuss you out, your mama out, your sister out.
That's true.
Everybody getting cussed out. You feel what I'm saying? Because he disrespects his own mother. Okay? So we gotta be careful, what we wish for sometimes, right?
Okay.
So if we're asking him to take up for us, and he's taking up for us the best way he know how. You feel what I mean? Sometimes you just kind of got to accept that.
You got to let that roll.
You got to let that roll sometimes. I told you, picking and choosing your battles in marriage is a must.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? If he does, 90% of everything you want and 90%, but he don't have the whole cuss out tactic down, or he don't know how to put people in their place, that just might be something you better at than
What's
he
that
is.
they say? It was in that movie. Was it a Tyler Perry movie?
What?
The 80-20 rule. That's what this sounds like.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
the 80-20 rule, right? Is if he do mostly everything else, then what are we talking about?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So I got another question. And it's about submission in relationships that are not necessarily that are where they're not married.
Okay.
So maybe it's a relationship where a couple has been together for, I don't know, 5+, 10+. Does that submission look the same as a marriage?
It shouldn't to me. I'm gonna say it like this. Okay. You want certain privileges.
Yeah.
You got to make certain purchases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You got to take me off the market.
Yeah.
You got to change my name. Okay. Okay. And we got to have this commonality.
Yeah.
Down together.
Yeah.
Everybody keep trying to tap dance around and want to tap dance around marriage, but they want to live like they married. They want the respect of a marriage. They want the love of a marriage. They want everything with the institute of marriage, but y'all don't want to put marriage on it. Which means really what you're saying is, I don't want to cut a covenant with God.
Okay.
So how is it that I want this relationship to be blessed if I don't want to cut a covenant with God? We can't have it both ways, people. That does not work the same way.
Okay.
Okay? Because marriage is the covenant, period. That's what make us one, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Well, he over here, I'm over here. When we now become one, because why? We cut this covenant with God. That's his covenant and his protection.
Right.
Period.
Okay.
So how in the world could I want you to bless a union, grow a union, you know what I mean, when we're out of order? God is about decency and in order.
Yeah.
That's out of order. Love y'all. This is no shade or disrespect to anybody in their relationships. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But you're wondering why you're missing something. You're wondering why it's not quite lining up. You're wondering why y'all can't quite get it together. What's taking this so long? Why is it not maturing? Why is it not blossoming? Why is it not growing? Why is it not producing what we want it to produce? Because it's not under covenant. Because you keep trying to walk outside the line. You keep trying to go with what society says. Oh, marriage is a joke. Marriage is this. Marriage is that. Yes, marriage can be hard sometimes. Yes. Why? Because it's some submission involved. It's some compromise involved. It's some understanding involved. It's some forgiveness involved. Yes, it can be. But when you place with who God has destined you to be with, when you partner up with the right spirit and the right soul, and y'all on the same page, then there's nothing God can't do in the midst of both of y'all.
Yes.
So you can take whatever problem, whatever issue or situation you have, and you can take it to God and he gonna fix it. Yes, okay. But I can't go to God about a man I'm shacking up with.
Yeah.
I can't go to God about a man that I'm sleeping with out of his order.
Yeah.
And then want him to fix and change this man.
Right.
You want this man to stop cheating on you. You's a fool. You want this man to stop cheating on you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't, and you out of order.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
He not your husband.
Right.
And he's showing you who he is, so he not even husband material. Girl, if you don't pack your bags and move on.
Yeah.
Okay. And you sitting up here checking phones and you checking messages and checking email. What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What we doing?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not, listen, if I'm with a man that I got to check your phones and check your emails and everything else, you will not be my man. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Yeah. I ain't got that much time in my day. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Judge Vonda had, I'm sorry, Attorney Vonda Evans now. She had did a post on her page and I totally got what she was saying. Okay. And so many people dragged her.
Oh, this is that one.
Yep. Yeah. So many people dragged her for this particular post. And she was talking about women stop checking your man's phone basically because all you doing is stressing yourself out.
Yeah.
And so many people dragged her like, oh, so you just gonna let people walk all over you and do what you want to do. And that's not what she was saying at all. What she was trying to say, at least this is what I understood it to be, okay? And I get other people's what they were trying to say, but I'm like, that's not what she's saying. What she's saying is this. Why are you going through phones, checking emails, and you ain't going nowhere?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Right.
Right?
You doing it for an argument.
But you doing it for an argument, but you stressing yourself out.
Yeah.
Right? You sit over here not eating, not sleeping. Yeah. You pacing the floor, wondering where he at. You crying, you staying up at night. You stressed out completely because this man is not respecting your union, whatever that union is, whether y'all dating, together, fiance, however the case may be. Yeah. He's not respecting marriage. He's not respecting the union, right? Yeah. He's out doing what it is that he wants to do. You checking phones, you checking emails, you running up on people, you acting a so-called fool, but you don't go nowhere.
Right.
So what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? If I'm checking your phones and if I'm checking your phone and checking your email, it's because I'm building my case to exit stage left. So when I leave, I can show you your receipts, boo-boo. I can say, well, this is why I'm leaving. Just so we're clear. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
This is why I'm gone. Because I found this, and this. I holla.
So pretty much she was saying, and what you're saying too, is the detective in you ain't gonna never solve the case. Because it's gonna always be an open case because you won't make a decision one way or another.
Well, my thing is this. What are you doing it all for? What's the purpose of this exercise?
Gotcha. That's what it is.
Got you to do what?
I know, right?
I done hid out in the bushes. I done ran up on men with my friends. I done so many things, Jesus. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they back booed up.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay. No,
what we doing?
Yeah.
Why am I in the bushes if you still gonna be his boo later on? I don't understand what's happening. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand.
I get it.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
I ain't got time for this.
Okay. So let's do like some takeaways.
Okay.
If you had to tell, well, let's talk about what submission looks like, just in like maybe 3 things.
Okay. Submission would be respect.
Okay.
Okay. Respecting one another.
Okay.
Respecting their opinions, respecting their views, respecting how he feels, how she feels.
Okay.
Submission is respect.
Gotcha.
Right? Submission is also honor. I show honor among you when I can trust the God in you, when I can trust your judgment, your decision making, right? I could submit to your plan. I could submit to your vision. I could submit to what you want to do, right?
Okay.
Because I trust that God is leading you for the both of us.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. And submission is love. I love you enough. I trust you enough.
Yeah.
Right? To be able to submit onto you.
Yeah.
To be able to say, you know what? I'm going to humble myself on some things. Right? I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fuss. I'm not going to debate with you on every single thing so we can get a whole lot done.
Right.
So we can move like a unit in the body of Christ.
Right.
So we can move like a unit in the earth realm.
Yeah.
So we can move like a unit in marriage and in business and in family. That's what the submission's supposed to do.
Right.
It's supposed to humble this flesh, right, to one another so that we can hear one another, so we can see one another, so we can love one another and respect one another, to be able to move as one unit. That's what we submitting to.
That's a word. That's a word.
Amen.
Thank you.
Well, we doing a part 2?
I have more questions.
Oh, we
I
do
have more questions, but we have to do a part 2.
We got to do a part 2?
We do.
Okay. All right. So I guess we'll take a break and we'll come back and do a part 2, even though, they're going to see it next week.
Y'all gotta wait.
Y'all gotta wait. But that's okay. So we thank y'all for tuning in with us on this evening. We gonna get ready to do a part 2 for y'all on submission, and we gonna see what else Jen gotta ask me, because I have no idea what's on her mind over there. So I pray that y'all got something from it. We are streaming on all platforms. Don't forget to bless a business, because I'm gonna bless a business whether you guys join in or not anyway. So but let's be a part of that, because we want to be a blessing to one another. What you do for somebody else, God will make happen for you. Amen. So I love y'all. Be blessed. Tell somebody you love them. Stay prosperous. Peace.